Results Radio podcast. Now listen to a slice of wisdom, a concept, a sentiment, a theory, and maybe even a rant from one of your industry colleagues. For the record.
Hey, welcome to For the Record, episode 55. And in just a minute, Matt Fanslow wants you to consider using the same skill set for automotive diagnostics and apply it to KPI management. Carm Capriato here, the Aftermarket Podcast guy from Remarkable Results Radio, wanting to know if you've been thinking about integrating digital vehicle inspections in your shop. Well, did you know that your competition is having the same thought and may already be implementing? Look, change can be a challenge, but it doesn't have to be painful. My friends at FlexCheck Auto DVI Software, well, they've designed a smart system that conforms to your shop's philosophy, not the other way around. It's not only fully customizable to your shop's needs, but it's easy to use. That's important. FlexCheck Auto guides the technician through the inspection process one step at a time. And with the ability to take and send pictures and videos, your customer sees any vehicle issues with their own eyes, which includes them in the repair process and increases confidence in your shop. This creates a consistent process, which in turn leads to average higher repair order and increased customer satisfaction. And who doesn't want that? DVI is revolutionizing the auto repair industry. Don't get left behind. Start your 30-day free trial at flexcheckauto.com. Did I ever tell you that I love to get a 5-star review? Oh, I do, just like you do from providing great service at your end. Well, when in Apple Podcasts, please consider writing a review. Make my day. Thanks. Hey, you've heard Matt Fanslow before, and he's back with an interesting view on analyzing KPIs. He says if you're a shop owner that started as a tech, you have the foundation to take what you know about diagnostics and apply it to improve your business. The views and opinions expressed are those of my guest and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the authors, sponsors, associates, or affiliates of LSTN Media, LLC. One thing I can say about Matt, he's a deep thinker and always has some great contribution using this podcast as his stage. Thanks again, Matt, for sharing.
For the record, I'm Matt Fanslow, shop manager and diagnostician for Riverside Automotive in Red Wing, Minnesota. I'd like to take a minute or two to discuss an idea I have for shop owners, managers who used to be technicians. That background sometimes seems like it's not what it needs to be to run a repair shop. However, I might disagree. In fact, I really do disagree. I think you have the skill set already learned from your time in the Bay. It's just it needs to be tweaked a little for the management of the shop. I would like to compare your shop, your small business, to an automobile, which may seem a little crazy, but hear me out. Your business is a series of systems that work together to try to accomplish a certain goal. That is not unlike an automobile. That is a collection of systems that work together to try to reach a certain goal or produce something like forward movement comfortably for the passengers, little environmental impact, good performance, safe, and somewhat entertaining. Your auto repair shop is a series of systems that work together, presumably to produce repaired vehicles at a profit that benefits everybody that functions within the business. One might be able to compare, using this idea, this thought process, the shop management system could be compared to a scan tool. I think too often it is just kind of left to be the system that helps build estimates, create invoices so you can get paid. And yet most shop management systems provide a lot of data. And that data is in the form of KPIs, or key performance indicators. Those KPIs aren't that different from scan data PIDs. Too often, I think, decisions are made on KPIs at face value. That a decision is made. We'll pick on productivity. Productivity is low for a week. already a decision is starting to be made to alter something or go back and try to motivate your technicians because they're not producing enough. It's got to be their fault. If this was a vehicle that had an issue and we would compare productivity, just for the sake of a discussion, to fuel trim, and let's just say that fuel trim is positive outside of a normal range, would we be shotgunning a fuel pump at the vehicle to fix it for this positive fuel trim? And most of you might be giggling, and rightfully so. You'd want to do further testing. You would want to try to narrow down the culprits, and even if possible, narrow it down to a single culprit so that some service, some repair specific can be made to fix the car. Why don't we do this with our businesses? Why are we looking at this one KPI? Productivity, efficiency, car counts, whatever that KPI may be, and very quickly trying to make this shotgun diagnosis rather than follow some sort of a process, a diagnostic process, to track down the root cause of this issue. And maybe, 1 week isn't enough to jump into investigative mode, but maybe you're starting to see a trend. So now is the time to use that same type of process that you would use to drill down an issue on a vehicle in your business. This KPI, it's like a PID. What would be the next test? My productivity for the shop has been low and dropping. What are some things I can look at that would contribute to this issue? And can I rule them out? Can I prove that they are part of the problem, but maybe not the entire problem? It's the same process. I just don't understand why we don't take that skill set that we've cultivated over years, if not decades, and apply it, albeit a little bit differently. But when it gets down to brass tacks, it's a lot the same. If you had a technician in the back who is making these types of calls consistently and they're wrong, you would probably call them a lazy tech. You would have some serious issues with their curiosity, their diagnostic process. And yet, shop owners and managers consistently do the same thing with KPIs. There's no follow-up investigation. There's no diagnostic process. What is going on? Why not take that skill set, change it up a little bit, alter it a little bit, modify it a little bit, and come up with a test plan, a diagnostic process to drill down what is the issue. And a lot of times when you get to the culprit, you may not like what it is. You may find a lot of these issues are very, very systemic to the business. A lot of things have to change to fix this one KPI. That's my rant for the record, and I'm Matt Fanslow.